Hi everybody, welcome into another new episode of Caton's Corner here on CUTV. I'm always your host, Tom Caton. For the first time, I actually have a studio audience, so if you hear any voices in the background, it's because I have first and last time I'll have a studio audience here. So if you watched the last episode, you heard me say that this episode would have been the Halloween episode. Well, I lied about that. I've decided to push back the Halloween show to next Thursday, which is Halloween Day. So you'll definitely want to tune into that show next Thursday, October 31st. However, that doesn't mean I don't have a great show planned for you today because, as you know, I always have a great show planned. So for those of you who watch the show regularly, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. And for those of you who don't, shame on you. You should always be watching every episode. But aside from that, you may have noticed that at the end of each episode, I always sign off by saying, in the words of Ellen DeGeneres, be kind to one another. Now, often people ask me, what does that mean, or why do I do that? And the main reason is because Ellen's just a huge inspiration for me, and I strive to put on a fun and charismatic show for all of you. I try my best. She says be kind to one another to get people to be nice and civil towards others, and just be kind to everyone no matter what goes on. Because personally, I currently think we find ourselves living in a world where others have forgotten that it's okay to be different. I'm friends with people who look, speak, and think differently than I do, and I am definitely okay with that. We're all made different for different reasons, and I think normal is boring. And without diversity and individuality of an array of personalities out there, I think the world would be very bleak. And like I said, many of us are made different for different reasons. And I'm not trying to go into depth of why that's okay for everyone to be different. I just want people to know that being different is acceptable. And it's always okay to be yourself, and it's always more than okay to appear, speak, think, and process differently than someone else. Don't let others get under your skin or press you into doing something you're not comfortable with or being your true self. Because eventually you'll find people that will accept you for you. So whenever you hear me say, or you hear Ellen say, be kind to one another, that doesn't mean just be kind to people who you like. You should be kind to everyone regardless. It's just what I think. So no matter what, for as long as I host this show, you'll always hear me sign off each and every episode by reminding you, in the words of Ellen DeGeneres, be kind to one another. So let's get into our first segment here, our all-time favorite segment, of course. We're going to take a look at this week's memes of the week. And if you don't know what a meme is, come out from under the rock that you're living under. It's a funny picture with a funny caption attached to it, and you'll see what I mean. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first one. When you're about to leave work and the boss says, before you go. Yes. I wish the studio audience could see it. If you guys want to come around to the TV and look at it, you can. But let's go to the next one. When your friend wants you to go out less and start being a responsible adult. Those are just feelings, they'll go away. And let's go to the last one. When a class you thought was fall semester only is offered the spring semester. Me. That's a huge advantage for us college students here. But those are my memes of the week. I hope you enjoyed them. Don't forget, if you have a meme that you want me to see, please send it to me. My email is cat7359@calu.edu. There we go. Like I said, I have a great show planned today, and when we return, the greatness will continue. Stay tuned, everybody. You're watching Caton's Corner on CUTV.
Colin, what's wrong, man?
I just don't know how my family back home in Millersburg, Pennsylvania can watch our stuff down here.
Well, they could follow us on Twitter, or they could like us on Facebook.
Yeah, but what about our sports? How can they watch those?
They could watch it live on our YouTube channel.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Welcome back to Caton's Corner, everybody. I'm your host, Tom Caton. Now, as you know, a lot went during homecoming almost 2 weeks ago. However, there was one event which I believe that takes the prize for most exciting, and my next guests are here to talk about that. My first pair of guests are no strangers to our CU TV cameras here. We captured them on camera at the homecoming parade because they recently got engaged, and they're here to talk about it. Everyone, please welcome Nick Bishop and McKenna Ferris. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
So, first of all, thanks for joining me today, and congratulations on the engagement.
Thank you.
It threw a lot of people off guard, but in a good way, though. So, let's say, first of all, how long have you guys been together?
3 years on the Sunday after homecoming. So,
Nick, what made you decide to propose, especially during the homecoming parade?
McKenna doesn't like anything like big and over the top. So I kind of figured that was like a real nice way to do it for her because she deserves something big like that.
You see on the screen there, we took out the audio, but Pam and I were announcing the homecoming parade. Pam sitting over in the audience. We were told about it beforehand, so we knew what was going to happen and all that. And when we go back and watch the footage, I laughed because Pam said, "Oh no." I was laughing way too hard at that, but that was probably one of the most exciting things to happen. I think that's probably the first time that might have happened in a homecoming parade. So you guys made the history books. But so I just want to say, McKenna, do you have any idea that this was going to happen at all?
No, if you watch the video close enough, you can actually see me ask him, "What are you doing?" Because I was really thrown off guard. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, probably a month or two before homecoming, I wanted cameras at my engagement. Always wanted it, wanted to be able to document the moment. And I jokingly said, "Oh, right before we step off for the homecoming parade," because we're both in Greek life, and all of our friends would be there, and I knew we'd have pictures from every angle from our friends. I didn't quite mean in the middle of the parade. But, I still got my pictures, so I'm not mad.
Because I know Jeff Helsel, he was taking a lot of pictures that day. So we have the engagement captured forever on CUTV's cameras and Cal Times cameras.
Yes.
But you're both members of Greek life. What
I'm in Alpha Kappa Lambda. I'm the vice president.
I'm part of Sigma Kappa. I handle their philanthropy.
And so I know just recently got engaged a few weeks ago, but have you guys talked any plans yet about the wedding or anything?
I've started planning. Nick sits and plays Fortnite and says, "I don't care." But I plan. I've been looking at venues. I've been talking with my mom. We've narrowed down a couple dates. Not until 2022. Give me a couple years. I want to get my master's, finish school. But it's in the works. Nothing too major yet.
Nothing extravagant yet?
No, not extravagant.
No.
I've picked out places I'm not going to, but that's price issues more than anything.
Yeah.
But so let's say, even though the wedding's not going to happen for a few more years, do you have any aspects you're looking forward to from it?
Honestly, just being surrounded by friends and family for me.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. It'd be nice, like, to have both of our families and all of our friends, come together and, kind of be like, united as one big family, I think that's what I'm waiting for.
And so years from now at your wedding, just remember to show this video, because who doesn't want to see this at their wedding?
I couldn't imagine.
But so we saw the video there. Because I know Ralph, he came to me the week beforehand and told me about that. So shout out to Ralph about that. Because you guys are neighbors with him.
Yeah, he lives across the street from us.
Yeah.
You couldn't have any other better neighbor.
Oh no, he's
than
fantastic.
No, that's great.
Everyone loves Ralph. What are we talking about? But before we go, do you have any other final words you guys would like to say?
I mean, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Having us.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone who took pictures and sends them to me randomly, because I'm still getting emails of just pictures of what happened, and it's great.
Yeah, and thank everyone to kept quiet for like those last few days because a lot of people knew, and I really thought she was going to figure it out, but she didn't. So that was great. Thank you to like almost half the campus.
All right. Well, thank you, Nick and McKenna, for joining me. And on
Thank you.
behalf of everyone here at CUTV, congratulations again on the engagement.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll see about an invite.
Absolutely. Thank you so
but
much.
Thank you for joining me. Let's see if you guys feel like applauding. Go ahead. All right. Well, I need to take another commercial break, and when we come back, there'll be more guests along joining me, or we'll figure out what we're doing here. But stay tuned, everybody. You're watching Caton's Corner on CUTV.
Colin, what's wrong, man?
I just don't know how my family back home in Millersburg, Pennsylvania can watch our stuff down here.
Well, they could follow us on Twitter, or they could like us on Facebook.
Yeah, but what about our sports? How can they watch those?
They could watch it live on our YouTube channel.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Have you seen the new CalU Vulcan logo around? Have you wondered where to get gear featuring it? Then go to calvulcans.com and click shop. Log on and browse a full selection of men's shirts, women's shirts, pullovers, hoodies, and more. All items feature customization with the new CalU Vulcan logo and wordmark. The site also features a full selection of hats, tailgating items, and accessories. Don't be the last person to sport new CalU Vulcan gear. Go to calvulcans.com today.
Welcome back to Caton's Corner, everybody. If you heard, that's my very first studio audience. Joining me is here, we have Alicia, TK, Pam, Evan, and Katie. Yes, all right. Thanks to all of you. So, as you know, the CalU Theater Department here on campus works very, very hard every semester to bring audience some great shows. And the upcoming show being put on this semester opens tonight. I'm going to run through this Saturday, October 26th. I have two cast members from this semester's production, Saving the Greeks. Everyone please welcome Cole and Lyndon.
Hello.
Yes. First of all, thanks for joining me. And
Thank you so much for having us.
I guess I'll just ask the first question. Whoever wants to answer, go right ahead. So even though I just said the title of the show, but what's the show called for everyone out there, and what's it all about?
Do you want to?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, it's Saving the Greeks, one tragedy at a time, and it's a comedy based on Greek tragedy.
Like a parody of Greek tragedy.
Yeah.
Like one of those like parody movies of like Scary Movie and stuff like that.
So for both of you, what characters are you guys playing?
I am Peon. I'm the slave.
And I play Dialysis, who is based on Dionysus, and I am the master. So,
As you can see, we have a little bit of video because you guys had what was it last night?
Department preview.
Okay. You saw a little bit of the video, have that. Shout out to Doug for filming that last night and not looking too terrible. But so Where's the show taking place? Down in Steel Hall?
In the Blaney
Okay.
Theater.
Okay.
It's the theater behind the main stage, so in the back. Yeah.
And let me see here. Would you guys be able to explain maybe what's going on in this scene here, if you know it all?
Yeah. So that is the Cyclops, and me and Lysistrata were on stage interviewing people to become citizens of Betterland, and the Cyclops wanted to become a citizen. So he had his take on his interview. And then there we are. This is the end of the show. We're all dancing to Don't Stop Believin'.
Yeah.
It's the end of the show. It's just one big party.
Yep. And
with everyone.
I'm almost looking like Elton John, basically. And there's we crowd surfing with Zeus, basically.
I love that. And so do you guys have the lead parts? Are there other lead parts in the play? Or
yeah. Shauna plays Lysistrata, who is the lead female role, and she is kind of like this real badass feminist woman. And who else? Cole?
Jasek, our friend Jasek plays Oedipus, who is like, it's based on the Oedipus character of him trying to blind himself, and he's like, his character's changed a lot with this story because everybody knows Oedipus as like this like kind of guy, and in this he's not. He's more childish, more loud, like, you know, as a teenage, you know, girl would be in high school or something.
So obviously so much planning has to go in advance. Do you guys start right up when the semester starts up, or how long do you guys plan in advance for the show?
We started auditions at the beginning of September, and our director, JP, he brought us in, and it wasn't a traditional, you read a monologue, you sing, and it was like, we just played games. We played theater games, acting games, and it was like the best audition I've ever had in my life. It was so much fun.
And I was also, like, I was nervous of it actually being like an actual audition. And when I went in as well, I was like, well, this is new.
Yeah.
This is different.
And then probably like a week or two later, we started rehearsals. And we had people change roles, change casting because people drop out, people change their minds, whatnot. So, yeah, it's been a long road, but it's great being here finally to do the shows and seeing it come together.
And so tonight's opening night, are you guys feeling nervous or excited at all for it?
A little bit nervous, but at the same time, you work extremely hard for this show, and the cast that we have, like, we're so dedicated, and everybody in the cast is dedicated, and every single night it's basically like going on a roller coaster, and you're just like having so much fun that you want to go ride on it again and again. And that's why I love the show, and from my point of view, I'm really excited about the show tonight.
I always get butterflies before the show. That's how I am as an actor. But once I get out there, I'm like, I'm ready.
That's like me with this show. I'm the same exact way. I know what's going on. I know who's on my show, how the show's going to be planned out, but always that last 5-10 minutes before the show is like, what if I mess up or something?
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. Don't worry. There's still a first time for everything. But ticket information, how can people get tickets and all that to the show?
Yeah, people can go to the Steel Hall and go to the box office, which is right through the front doors, or they can call the number. I have it written on my wrist conveniently. It's 724-938-5943.
We have it up. We have it up there on the screen.
So conveniently. Yeah. And that number is to the box office, so you can call and someone will get you some tickets. And for general admission, it's $12. But for students who call in advance, you get your seat reserved, and it's $5 to hold your seat. But if you walk in the door, you have your Cal card, it's free.
Okay.
And you get your $5 back when you're a student and you go to reserve your seat. So
Because so many people with other productions have gone on, I hear people complaining about that. I'm like, well, it kind of has to be done, because why would you spend $5 and just then not go? I'm
Yeah.
like, that's your own fault for not
Yeah.
doing it. But there's a few other shows planned this semester, and probably next semester too. You guys know what those shows are?
yeah, there's an evening of events that's like different acts that are like singing, dancing, whatnot, which is kind of like a smaller show. And then we have our big musical, which is Into the Woods.
Yep.
And then they have like their dance recital, I believe.
And they have like Elf coming up this semester. So for like their, I'm not sure like what you would call it, like their like winter show. I'm not sure exactly.
Like winter or
like a winter
holiday or
yeah, their holiday show,
show,
yeah.
Okay. You said Into the Woods. I love that movie. I might have to go see that.
I'm really excited.
Definitely gonna have to go
It's
see
going to be a
that.
fun show.
All right, but before we take the commercial break, do you guys have any final words you'd like to say? Get people to come out to the show and all that? Definitely come out to the show.
Yes,
Yeah,
come out to the
definitely.
show. It's hilarious.
It's like the best show you'll ever see
Yeah.
in your life.
All right. Well, you take another commercial break. Thanks to Cole and Lyndon. You guys aren't going anywhere. I'm gonna have you stay and play a game with me because we love shows. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back with more Caton's Corner on CU TV.
Consider the future. Your future. At California University of Pennsylvania, you can build your life your way because we believe in you. We invest in you, empower you to create the future you envision. We give you the tools and teaching so you can rise up and achieve. Don't settle for someone else's vision of you. Build you at CalU. Visit us at calu.edu.
Welcome back to Caton's Corner, everybody. It's time to play a game because you know how much I love playing games here on my show. I'm still joined with Cole and Lyndon. We're going to play Never Have I Ever. And for those of you who might not know what that game is, I'm going to ask a question. And if you've done it, hold up your I have portion sign. If not, I have never. And the only way to win this game is to answer honestly. So I cannot lie this time. All right, we'll go with the first one. I already know my answer to this one. Never have ever watched children's cartoons I'm too old for. What? Lies. Here I am at 20 years old, I'm still watching Nickelodeon and all that. But, okay. So let's say Lyndon, what kind of other shows do you still watch?
Just like the old Nickelodeon, like SpongeBob and all that. But they're like classics. They're like part of our childhood. So
Exactly.
Like, why? I'm not too old for it. No, not at all.
Actually, to be honest, I lied. I actually kind of do. Cause like, yeah, I'm sorry.
I would say I know my dad. He'll be 61 next week. He still watches SpongeBob with me. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Scooby-Doo. They're all the best.
Yes. Okay, next one. Never have I ever tripped in public. I actually did on my way here today. I was walking here and I tripped up the last step. I'm like, and of course there's like 5 people behind me, so they saw that. And I'm like, here I go embarrassing myself again. But who doesn't trip in public? All right. Next one. Never have I ever been pulled over by the cops. Wow, we're all bad here. We're all bad. I got pulled over because I was speeding. This was 2 years ago. The cop said I was going 51 in a 25 zone. I beg to disagree. Maybe 40, but not no 51. There were people flying past me, but of course I get pulled over.
I got like pulled. I didn't get pulled over one time. My sister got pulled over just because it was like Thanksgiving. And we were coming back from like Thanksgiving bowling, and we're driving, and like the corner or something like that. I guess we were like going over the speed limit or something, and at the cop, we hear the siren and she's freaking out. And I'm freaking out, and the cop comes over to the car, and he says, like, and I'm freaking out. He's like, "Why are you freaking out, boy? You're not the one getting pulled over." Like,
that was awesome. I kind of couldn't hear the cop sound because I was jamming out to my music, which is even worse. Kids, don't be like me. Lyndon, what was your story?
I was on my way home from work one day, and I was going on vacation the next day, so I was in a hurry to get home to pack. I was actually leaving for Paris, so I was leaving really early in the morning, and I was going a little over the speed limit, like 20 miles or so, you know.
That's not a big
highway.
deal.
I was fine, yeah. And so I pulled to the side to this road that I have to get on to go to my house, and there's a stop sign, and I went through the stop sign like a little bit. Like, I looked both ways. There was no cars coming. And
that's all that matters.
The red lights came on, and I was like, darn.
All right, next one. We've probably done this too. Never have ever faked an illness to not go to class.
Not in college so far.
College?
Not in college either for me, but I think I might have, maybe. I'm not sure.
Like, all of our cast has gotten sick at some point.
It's that CalU plague that's going on.
Yes. Yep.
I haven't done it in junior high or high school because my mom could obviously tell right away, but here in college, yes, I've done it. Only maybe a couple times. I did it yesterday. I'm a bad influence. Don't be like me. All right, next one. Never have I ever gotten a present that I didn't like.
Never gotten a present that I didn't. Have I got a present that I didn't like? Huh. I don't remember having one either.
I know with
I
me.
I don't remember if I ever got a bad one.
Definitely growing up, like when you got socks and all that, you did not like that. I mean, but now, I love getting clothes as presents. I hated getting clothes as presents growing up. It's like, but now I need my presents, I just need money. That's the only present I want now. All right, last one. Never have I ever injured myself in a dumb way.
Oh, yes.
All of us across the board. All right, I'll tell my story first. This was last August. I was getting up out of bed and I sprained my ankle getting out of bed. Well, it didn't help. It was like 3 a.m. and I thought I was getting a cramp, so I jumped out of bed, but it wasn't a cramp and I fell down. And I crawled out to the family room and my mom almost trampled me. And she was like, "What did you do?" I said, "I think I sprained my ankle." Like, my ankle was swollen really bad. She was like, "It's either broken or I sprained it." And so, long story short, stay in bed. Don't get out of bed.
It's a good lesson.
Let's say, cool. What's your story?
So it was 8th grade. I was at an 8th grade dance. I was dancing, and so they started playing "Come On Eileen" on the DJ booth, and I started break dancing to "Come On Eileen," and I did like a Michael Jackson or whatever kind of split, like a jump split. I did it, and I made it the first time, and then like I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it again. And so I did it again. The floor must have been slippery. Someone must have spilled something. So my right knee, like, it went, and I was like, oh my God, and I couldn't move my leg. I couldn't even get up. I couldn't, like, move it. All I could do was move this leg, but it was no help. And I ended up, like, I couldn't move the rest of the time. I couldn't even walk right. Like, the next few days, I wasn't able to walk upstairs. Then I tell my parents, like, I think I tore my MCL or my ACL. And my dad looks at it, and it was, like, swollen. And he said, it just probably rests for a few days. And I was like, and I didn't go to a hospital. I never went to a hospital, which was probably a bad idea. But I learned a great lesson, and that was to never break dance to Come Eileen or anything again.
Lyndon?
I was 12, and I was taking gymnastic lessons at the time. This was before I got into theater, so I was trying just about everything. And I was in my front yard practicing cartwheels, and my front yard is like a hill, so I don't know why I was practicing on a hill and not flat land. And I get through the cartwheel, and my legs just go, and I land on my wrist and broke my wrist. But I had to get a full arm cast, and I told everyone at school, so they didn't think I was a loser, that I couldn't do a cartwheel. And I was like, oh, I was practicing my back handspring, you know. Just like,
You got to think of something to cover up that dumb way. I know everyone for, I don't know how long, but they're still making fun of me today because, like I said, I thought I was getting a cramp, but I didn't, and I fell down and sprained my ankle. And like I said, don't get out of bed. Just stay in bed. All right. Well, that definitely wraps up this episode of Caton's Corner. Again, thanks to Cole and Lyndon. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. The teleprompter isn't where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to wing this here. I'd like to thank all my guests, Cole, Lyndon, Nick, and McKenna. Big thanks to everyone in the control room, Gary, Kayla, Johnny, whoever else is in there. Riley's in there. I saw her in there. Also, thanks to the studio audience, Alicia, Evan, Katie, Pam. TK wasn't here, but remember to tune into my Halloween show next Thursday, October 31st. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to see me, Evan, Eddie, and Zoe walk through a haunted house, so you're definitely not going to want to miss that. I got to get out of here, but until next time, I'll see everyone later. And in the words of Ellen DeGeneres, be kind to one another. Bye, everybody.